welcome back to Daniel and Vaughn's channel. Please join us as we take you on a journey around the world to explore brand new stories, events, situations that's going on in the world. We will share these stories and everything with you guys with a dash of humor, sarcasm, and understanding. Today, this video is for you young men. For you young men who think you want to date an older woman. Okay? You know, it is becoming this big thing. So actually, and I just heard, I was just talking to a friend of mine yesterday. I have to put my glasses on, y'all. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and she was telling me um, how the younger guys around here are only wanting to talk with older women because of financial gain, being taken care of, easier life, but it's because the young women are, um, what word do I use? They want more without giving more. I guess they want, but don't want to give. Basically, they just want to be taken care of. They're looking for money. They want to go play. They can't be faithful. And so she was telling me that some of the young guys that she know are all looking for older women because they're just tired of the games that the young girls play. But with dating an older woman, for you young men, so here's a couple. Here's some questions that you should ask yourself if you really want to date an older woman. First of all, what are your motivations for dating an older woman? Is it attraction? Is it stability? Is it curiosity? Like, what is it that makes you want to date an older woman? Of course, some of these older women, like myself, don't even look old. But we still got some youth left in us. Secondly, are you ready for potentially more serious and committed relationships? Because with the older women, we want commitment. We want, we're not looking for fun and games. Now, mind you, if that is what they want or what we would want at that time, we will say that. We won't play games and act like we want you and only you. If it's just, oh, I'm just looking to be with somebody until I'm done, then that's what we'll tell you. But for most of us, we've been there, done that. We're tired of the games, and so we want to be in a more serious, committed relationship. Thirdly, how will your age difference impact your communication, interests, and lifestyle? Depending on the age gap, it can become something pretty serious. But it all depends on each individual. For example, me and my husband, we're at 33-year age gap, and we pretty much, like, his conversation is not talking to anybody his age. It's really not. And then our interests are the same, because he doesn't go out and party and all that kind of stuff, And then our music, he loves my kind of, and I'm introducing him to music. So, and to be honest, like, he really hasn't tried to bring any of his music to me. He plays his music and stuff like that. I let him have it. He lets me have mine. But he is more leaned into my music than I am his. But it's not like I'm not interested. I just don't, because he really listens to more of my music than his own anyways. Are you compatible in terms of values, beliefs, and long-term goals? When you get with somebody young or old, when you're with somebody older, you have to talk about your goals because, your goals may be different, especially as an older person. Like, most of us have reached our goals already, and now we're just at a point where we just want to relax and enjoy life, but come along this younger guy, and, there's their goals are totally different than ours as an older person. And, when you're dating somebody in that age gap, that's something that you have to talk about. 5, how will your friends and family react to your relationship? I've heard some stories when we put our video out at first that there were some women saying that they lost relationships with their kids, they lost relationships with their parents because they didn't understand that it happens. You can't help who you love. You can't help who you fall for. As long as it's appropriate. You know what I'm saying? So, um, are you willing to go through those type of losses or problems with your friends and family because they don't understand? 6, are you prepared for potential power imbalances or differences in life experiences? Um, the experiences are different. My experiences are way more than my husband because of the age gap, the wide of our gap. Um, and sometimes it bothers him sometimes because he thinks that sometimes I might be like trying to like overbear him or be overbearing in what I know, but I can't help what I know, right? But then he comes back and be, babe, you know what? I get it. You are older. You do have more experience than I do, so I'm not even gonna trip with you about that. 7, how will you navigate potential health or mobility issues that may arise with age? I talk to my husband all the time about what happens when I get to a certain point in my life as getting older. And the way life is supposed to be, the older person always have the complications earlier. They die first, and those types of things. But I do. Luckily, right now, my health has been really good. Um, but that's the conversation that's the thought that a young person have to have when you're young. Like, are you willing to, like, you might have to put your stuff to the side because that woman needs your help. She might need you to help her get around, get up and down, make errands for her, take her to the doctors, or anything that deals with a health that you might not be going through. But on the flip side, my husband always tell me, babe, I could go to work and get in a car accident and not make it back. You never know. Um, are you on the same page regarding having children or starting a family? So if you were the older woman, most likely she's not gonna have any more children, and she's not gonna want any more children. So, have you had your kids already and you're done having children? If you don't, are you okay with not having children at all because this woman is not going for it at all? Or she can't, or maybe she can do surrogacy, you guys can adopt or something like that. So, that's a conversation that you guys have to definitely have. Um, 9, how will your financial situations and responsibilities impact your relationship? Now, mind you, these days there's some young guys out here who's making way more money than an older person do, because the hustle is strong. Whatever the hustle may be, whether it's hustling on the streets or doing some trading or international businesses or whatever it may be. But they've been holding it down. You know what I'm saying? So most of the time, the woman is the one who's more established and set with their finances. So as you being young and you come in, how do you feel with getting handouts from her and asking her for money when you need money? Like, how will that make you feel if that's the case? 10, are you comfortable with the potential judgment and stigma associated with age gap relationships? People are going to talk. People are going to say to you as a young man, oh, you with this grandma, oh, you can't get nobody, that's why you have to get an older lady, or oh, I see you with her because you're trying to get her money, or like all kinds of things like they will say because they don't get it, they don't understand, they be jealous, they be hating or whatever it may be. But those are types of things that will come up being with somebody older than you. 11, have you considered the potential impact on your own personal growth and development? It's an impact because the older woman will be, excuse me, if you're open to positive criticism, and if you're open to being taught and you understand that as that's what it is, and that this woman is not trying to be your mother, then you can make that relationship work in that area there, because your growth, your personal growth and your development will, a lot of it will depend on what you learn from her, you know, because as her being the older person. So, but at the same time, you have to get out your head that, okay, why is she just telling me all these things, or she's trying to teach me this, trying to teach me that, as if she's my mother, you know, and that's not the case. You know, it maybe depends on how the delivery is given to you, but for the most part, that's not the case. Then lastly, are you able to find common ground and shared interests despite your age difference? You know, when you're going to be with somebody older, depending on the age gap, you know, you have to find things that you both can do, the interests that you guys both have. For example, my husband and I, like, we share the love of dogs. You know, he has, my love of dogs go to one point and then his go to the next. But we work together and we make it work. So for example, like, for me, really, I like small dogs. I just like the little teacup dogs I could carry around in my bag, stick in my shirt, and nobody knows it's there. You know, it can lay with me on the couch, sleep with me in the bed, you know, that type of stuff. And then I don't mind bigger dogs, which that's what my husband likes. But I know how to train dogs, and he's in the dog business. So, you know, when we get dogs, like basic, I know how to do the basic obedience training. So usually I'll help with that if I don't do it myself. And then the extra training that he knows how to do, he comes in and he does that himself. Or he tries to, and he teaches me how to do it. He tries to anyway. I kind of get frustrated sometimes because I'm over it. Like, I want to get back to the little one, you know? So, you know, you got to find out, you know, you got to make sure you have shared interests, and how you guys can make that work. Like, you're not gonna, like, there's things he do that I don't like. There's things I do that he don't like. But sometimes he'll do it for me just to humor me, and vice versa, you know. So we work together, but we understand what we do and don't like with each other's lifestyle, and then we don't interfere. We just support what each of us is doing, and we make it work. So just know, asking asking yourself these questions will help reflect on your readiness and compatibility for an age gap relationship. Remember, excuse me, to prioritize open communication, mutual respect, and a deep understanding of each other's needs and desires. Ultimately, the decision to date someone older should be based on your individual circumstances and what you feel is right for you. Don't let nobody else try to tell you what to do. Don't let nobody else try to tell you how to feel. But just make sure that just know what your intentions are when you're doing this. Because if you go on with bad intentions, it's not going to be good in the end. You don't want to hurt nobody. Nobody wants to hurt you. We all want somebody to be loved and be happy and have a good time with, and to spend time with and do things together. So, you young men, when you're thinking about us older women, come back to this video right here and listen to it. Answer these questions that I just asked you, because there's a lot that goes into it. It's just not that simple of dating somebody older, and the relationship is just, you get to do what you want, because no, baby, especially if you're committed and then you decide you want to get married, your life changes. Boop, right before your eyes. Like, change. So understand it. It's not a simple thing as people might think it is. It sounds interesting and fun and exciting, but there's a lot that goes into it. So to you who wants to date older women, good luck to you. And until my next video, I wish you love, peace, and happiness. And until next time, peace.